Hi everyone, and welcome to ABG Investor Days. My name is Nikola Kalinowski, and I'm an equity research analyst here at ABG. With us today, we have Patrik Settlin, CEO of Litium. The idea is that he will present his company to us for about 20 minutes, and then we will have an opportunity for a brief Q&A for about 5 minutes. And with that said, the floor is yours, Patrik.
Thank you. Hi everyone, and hi everyone out there in the stream. Where's the camera? There it is. All right. Like Nikola said, I'm Patrik. I'm the CEO of Litium since 3 years back. Prior to joining Litium, I have a long background in e-commerce. On the merchant side, I've been in some leading companies in the Nordics, like CDON and Komplett and in Warehouse. And just before I joined Litium, I was at Visma, so I was part of building a huge software company. Now I get to do both, so it's perfect for a guy like me to help others be great at e-commerce while I'm building a software company in Litium. So I'm here to tell you a little bit more about Litium, of course, what we do, where we're at the moment, a little bit about the target market and the trends in the market, and also a few highlights from Q1, and then round it off with a look ahead to talk a little about the business resilience and the growth potential in the business. So let's go. So Litium, what is it that we do? This is a bit of a talky slide. I got some visuals on the right-hand side there for you. But we are a tech company. We're in the e-commerce space. The product that we're building a software product, a platform, Litium Commerce Cloud, which is used for advanced digital sales. The platform itself is like modular in its build-up, so you can use it in parts or use it as a whole, as a suite when you run your business. The flexibility of it all is essentially like a toolbox. So you use the parts that you need to run your digital sales. It's not for everyone. We're not Shopify. It's not for the simple needs or what we think is simple needs in digital sales. You got tens of thousands of products or hundreds of thousands of products. You want to sell that to millions of customers out there all over the world, or you want to sell it to really advanced customers, like in B2B buying organizations, where it's like 5 to 10 different stakeholders involved in the buying process, or you got really advanced products like machinery and configurables and stuff like that. So it's more for more advanced needs, and you've probably been doing this for a while. We say that our target market is product selling companies for, say, the turnover is like 50 million up to 5 billion SEK in that range. Not that the platform itself got no limitations, but that's more of a commercial sweet spot for us. So, and since you've been doing this for a while, you probably also got a pretty advanced tech stack on the other side. Like you might be underdeveloped in your digital sales, but you probably got an advanced ERP or CRM or material handling, material steering, all those sorts of things in your tech stack. So the complexity of your tech stack really calls for a flexible platform, a really powerful platform, and that's where the Litium strengths are. So you can our platform is really flexible, so you can use it for pretty much any tech stack out there. It comes like 80% out of the box is ready-made, but then it's always customized to the specific business logics and the specific needs of the client companies. And this is done with our partner network. So we got a partner go-to-market model, which makes us also, the product itself is scalable and the business model is scalable. So scalability. And the sole purpose of building this platform is, this is our reason for being, our mission statement. We are here to make our customers outperform their peers in digital commerce. That's what we do. That's what we live and breathe and eat every day. That's what we are here to deliver to our customers. And this value proposition of ours and this combination with the dedication to customer focus has really brought us some success at this point. We're at 200 plus customers growing at a healthy, steady pace, where those clients are selling to 150 plus markets. Many of them are selling to, of course, in Europe, also US, China, all over the world, really. I think the top one on the list is selling to 170 countries, something like that. So the platform itself is used all over the world to sell worldwide. The solution partner network is 40 plus, all real e-com experts. I'm not going to name drop these on you, but if you check out on our website, you can see who those are. It's really really advanced e-commerce IT consultancy firms that know their stuff. And all this together is today sums up, we're selling for a bit more than 2 billion euros through the platform, through the Litium platform, growing at a healthy pace as well, since our clients, many of them are very successful in their respective market spaces. We're on a SaaS business model, so clients subscribe to the platform. Of course, running a SaaS business, recurring revenue is the main KPI, so we are measuring it by the annual sort of time frame, so annual recurring revenue. We just passed 70 million there. We had a growth rate of 7, which for us is pretty low, but it's also been a pretty slow market at the end of last year, and we got some other things affecting it. But still very solid growth, and we're looking to find that extra sort of leverage in the business. I think it's important enough to note it here that almost all of our AR, all of our revenue is recurring. So if you look at some other companies like us, they might have a lot of consultancy in their revenues, but we don't. We're just pure recurring revenue, pure product. So that's notable. Gross margin, pretty decent. Also, of course, shows the underlying strength of the business model. So there's definitely a good chance of sustainable high profitability down the road in this company. This one, all the numbers, of course, comes from clients. This is our brag slide a little bit, but we are some of the logos, but it also represents pretty much we got the B2B on this side, and we got B2C customers on that side, and everything in between. So from B2B manufacturers on the left, over in business models through wholesale, through brands, to direct to consumers, and really cutting edge business consumer brands there. If you recognize some of the logos, you see there's some really successful companies that we got as customers, which we are really proud of course, but we are really dedicated to give them the best sort of digital tools they can possibly get. On the business-to-business side, for us, in revenue-wise, it's pretty much evenly split, 50-50 between business to consumer, business to business on one side. But lately, or last, say, 1-2 years, the influx of new customers have been mainly on the B2B side. So it's been like a split, like 70% new customers comes from business to business, while 30% is business to consumer. This also has to do with the maturity in the respective market spaces, since B2B is more, in our sense, in our world, more immature to digital sales than the business to consumer brands are. Some of them are even born, like online, like Revolution Race and those likes. But on this side, they've usually been at it for 30, 40, 100 years and are slowly trying to digitalize their go-to-market models. And we dived a bit deeper into this. We run a B2B report every year, so it's our 7th year we did this now. So if you check out on our website, you can find this report on the B2B digital sales. And what this shows, I mean, the main potential of it, how this is 30% of B2B companies are not even selling digital at all. They're not doing anything. They don't even have sales support. They're not even supporting their own sales organizations within sort of digital. 70% are selling in some form digitally, but that's very various forms. So you got this little ramp up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, showing some maturity ladder, and many of B2B companies are really immature in their digital sales models. So that's, of course, to us and the likes in the market, that's also represent a really big potential in the market. Because these companies, what's happening now, it's been happening for a few years now, but there's a lot of pressure from the buying side. So in their markets where they're selling to, the clients or their customers don't really accept buying things in an analog way anymore. And also the top management in the businesses themselves are being swapped out to younger people with totally different reference frames. So it's really starting to increase this wave of digitalization and also digital sales in business to business, which is good for us because that's a sweet spot for us. All right, so in this market, we had a Q1 that was decent. It was a positive start to 2023. Last year was at the end of last year was really slow. Very much a waiting game in the market. Not a lot of new business made at all. Very hesitant to everything. But we experienced that the buying processes are now starting to move again, and it started in Q1, and it's still the same momentum is there. The main hesitance seems to be a little bit. It's not disappeared for sure. There's a lot of uncertainty left in the market about the future and what's it sort to bring. But it's also for us a very big difference between business to consumer and business to business. We all know this, of course. There's a huge impact on business to consumer players out there. The consumption patterns is totally shifted. We can all see that. Premier goods like TVs, like furniture, like building construction, those are all in digital sales, at least in Nordics, like 40% down in the first part of the year. While more like, of course, food and pharmacy and that sort of things are pretty much even. But B2B is running at a much higher level. So for us in our market, in our target market, we mainly focus on B2B customers at this point. There's definitely business to consumer, business to be made, but there's more momentum in the business to business side of market. Already said this, but our ARR went over 70 million SEK at the growth rate of 7. We also, this is affected by a change in the price model, a bit technical for most, I guess, but we've changed our price model, so with these days, since 1.5 years back, we do less in fixed subscriptions up front, and we do less of a number there and more variable as so we're connected to whatever the customer sells or whatever, how they use the platform would be a better expression. So pay for usage, which is hurt us a bit short term, but is good for us long term. So. Technical, I'm not sure how deep you're into this, but we are really at a good place when it comes to technology. We just released this new headless architecture in our platform with new APIs, and we're just, I'll get a bit more into that soon, but I don't want to get too technical with you. Profitability-wise, EBITDA over at 0.6, which is we've been on this trend for a while now. Profitability is really high on the agenda, given that both the capital market and the markets overall it's pretty much demanding us to move to profitability. So that's what we're doing now. So in the constant sort of like balancing between growth and profitability is prioritized this year. And we've set the target to be cash flow positive by the end of the year on a monthly basis. So the trend is going like that. So we got a plan, we're executing on it, and we're trending towards it. So I feel pretty confident that we're gonna deliver on this goal. Okay, quick look ahead. Business resilience, first of all, of course, important these days. How solid are we in our business? We are a growth company. We've been that for all of our existence. So we've been a bit in the red and still are in the red, but we're moving pretty fast towards black numbers. So, and that's what we're shooting to do in not that long a time frame. But to be able to do this, of course, the Litium Commerce Cloud, the product, we got a top modern e-commerce platform in the market. It's very attractive both to partners and to clients, which is really, I mean, the sort of foundation for us to build any sort of momentum out there. And a good thing about what we do and the product that we're selling is not just catering to growth. It's also catering to cost efficiency and to be more automated and be able to save money in your respective companies. So regardless of sort of if it's a recession or if it's a good times, we can cater to either growth or to cost efficiency. So of course these days we cater more to cost efficiency. We'll talk more about that in our messaging. The products got high stickiness. This is the term for it. So I mean, a Litium platform usually takes like 500 to 1,500 hours to install. So when you've done that, when you've customized it to your specific needs, and you're happy with it, there's really no reason to change it. So I mean, you're sort of, I wouldn't say committed, it's a pretty strong word, but there's commitment to it when you've done it. So if you're happy with it, there's no real reason to change. So the threshold to change is a bit higher than most other software products in the SaaS world. Oh, wrong way. B2B, again, we got a strong position there. Like I said, we got the most of the influx of customers are coming through B2B these days, lately, the latest couple of years. And the trend there, the underlying market is stronger. I mean, the business consumer, of course, is leading the way and when it comes to digital sales. And we got a lot of like really prominent business consumer customers with us, which also is a strength on the business to business side, because then they know we know how to do it, right? But the digital transformation trend is stronger in the business side of, and also there's more companies there. There's more manufacturing and distributing companies in Europe than retailers. I think the ratio is like 1 to 3. So there's a lots bigger market and more immature. They are going to do much more in the coming 5 to 10 years. So it's a good spot to be. We got solid financials. We got profitability improving. We're moving towards cash flow profitability. So the money we got, the cash money we got is going to bridge over. So we get to a state of self-sufficient or self-financed growth. That's the word I'm looking for. That's what we're going for at this point. Growth, scalability enablers, again, the top modern composable platform that we got in the market. Of course, it's a foundation for all sorts of growth for us, for our customers, for our partners. And the technology is so, I would say, advanced. We're really, for the size of the company we're really leading the way. We're using the latest Microsoft.NET framework. We're using the latest architecture, the latest frameworks for headless. So we're really in the front line of technology, I would say. And it's recently, last couple of years, is really starting to show in the partner community that they are really preferring to work with our products, which is, of course, foundation for growth. This year, we're implementing headless and also what's called serverless cloud. So this means in financial terms, we're going to be able to run the customer environments in a more efficient way. So we'll be able to up our gross margin. We should be able to reach upwards of 73 to 75% when we got this fully implemented in all of the customer population. But also there's more benefit to this because the customers get more dynamic environments. So we don't have to scale in a manual way. It was just automatically scale towards whatever sort of sales peak they got in their businesses. So there's many other perks to this as well. But from a financial standpoint of view, it's also beneficial. The new business model, which is hurting us a bit at the moment since we're migrating a few big customers, but we are very confident that this will help us to grow, especially when we're through the recession part of in the couple of upcoming years. It should really kick in for us. But already this year we are expecting to see growth numbers ticking up again at Litium. And I got one more slide, but this is the last one on this one at least. B2B, again, very tons of potential in this market. We got a good position. The underlying market is very strong and the digital transformation is ongoing. So this is where we see the main potential for Litium, and this is where we put most of our effort to become even better than we are at the moment by finding more scalability through packaging the platform in more efficient ways. So some key takeaways. Remember this when you think of Litium. We got an attractive e-commerce platform and we've got a scalable business model. The platform is scalable itself and the business model is partner, so it's scalable as well. We've had continuous solid growth on ARR, recurring revenue, with pretty decent gross margin, which shows the potential going forward. And we got solid financials, and we are really well positioned to tap into the B2B potential in our target market. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for this, Patrik.
Thank you.
With about 5 minutes left, I think we should do a brief Q&A. I think you mentioned this a little bit during your presentation, but how would you describe the business momentum right now? Would you say that it's getting a bit better compared to the second half of 2022, or how would you characterize it?
Yeah, definitely better than the later part of 2022. But it's a bit of a mixed bag, right? We all know that it's a pretty rough ride for business-to-consumer brands out there. But since we are strong on the business-to-business side, the pipelines are healthy. We are getting opportunities over the goal line, so it's a totally different climate since if you look 6 months back, it was like frozen solid, but now it's pretty warm again.
And I mean, one could say that Litium is in a way a growth investment for your clients. Would you say that there is an increased hesitance still from your clients to invest in growth, or would you say that it's, as you've mentioned, not as frozen?
It depends on which client we're talking about, of course. But if we look at B2B or business clients or prospects, they are usually what they're looking for in value, regardless of sort of the financial, macro financials. They are looking to mainly increase efficiency internally. That's what the main thing they're looking for. But most of them are pretty surprised how much value they create on the customer side. So they get usually more, very much more happy clients in doing so. And then hopefully they discover the sort of the power of digital commerce that is really. It brings really both. It brings more growth, more profitability, and happier clients and more efficient companies.
Yeah, it's not always the best thing to save yourself out of a recession, but perhaps to invest sometimes. So.
Yeah. But it's all been done on the consumer side already, so they're starting to really understand how to do it. But it's more advanced in the business because the complexity of the products is usually really pretty high compared to selling one sweater to one client. Is much harder to sell a big sort of mining equipment machinery to one client with 10 stakeholders. So it's a different ball game, but the same benefits.
Absolutely. So you mentioned previously that one of the goals is to achieve a cash flow neutral or a cash flow positive position sometime during 23. Would you say that the present environment can help you facilitate that goal, or how would you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah,
we got plans for it. We're executing on it. We're trending towards it. So I'd say we're looking good.
Yeah, and so I think just a final question. If we look at your ARR, it's a bit clouded by migration effects as you're moving clients to the new platform, and so you get this. I guess the reported ARR is not as clean as it would be, and so you will get a cleaner ARR over time. When would you say that these migration effects will stop, basically?
Yeah, for now, what we see in the foreseeable future, they will be less and less affected by it during the year. So by the end of the year or first quarter next year, but that is we can't really see into the future that much. It could also be that a few more of our larger clients. Not that we're really depending on any clients like that, but if they migrated, that sort of hurts us. But that's why we've put this in the report, so we can have transparency around this. So you guys out there can understand what's happening.
Absolutely. Well, I'm afraid that we're running out of time, but thank you very much, Patrik, for presenting. It's very welcome, and thank you to everybody for listening.
Thank you.